Aim Him Pre Mind Gleam Sahu Hamsa Siva Soham Madaka Prem Madak Shamarayumudam Shamarayim Saho Suru Manirupahetve Gurvetri and the Purnam Bazidam Sri Amritanandana Saraswati Padukam Puja Drapyamanam Aim Him Pre Mind Gleam Sahu Hamsa Siva Soham Madaka Prem Madak Shamarayum Hasam Sak Shamarayim Saho Suru Manirupahetve Gurvetri and the Purnam Bazidam Sri Amritanandana Saraswati Padukam Puja Drapyamanam. Welcome to Srividya. Before I start, I just need to know my family. I know Asha Ravindran, right?
Aravinda.
Huh?
Aravinda, sir.
Aravinda. Okay. What about you, Amma?
Ashwini. Ashwini Vikram.
Ashwini? Vikram.
Sudarshan.
Tirthakumar.
Suresh. Shakti.
Balachandra. The Ishtamana director. Okay. Srividya is everything. And everything cannot be measured by something which is called time. Time is something. And here, the purpose of the workshop, purpose of you coming here, is to learn how to become everything. If you want to become something, you cannot become everything. So Srividya is that kind of knowledge which makes you feel that you don't need to learn anything further by knowing Srividya. Srividya is that kind of a knowledge which makes you, the seer, drashta, equal to that which is seen by you, the scenery, drishyam. Shiva Shakti Rupini Lalitamika. Shiva is you. Irrespective of whether you are male or female, that doesn't matter. Everybody is Shiva. The one who sees is Shiva. The one who is being seen is Shakti. When I am seeing you, you are Shakti, I am Shiva. When I am seeing her, she is Shakti. When you are saying you are Shiva, say interchanges. It doesn't stick to one thing. Srividya, Vidya is, it came from a dhatu called Vit in Sanskrit. He is a Sanskrit scholar. So, if you want to learn Sanskrit, go to Sai. Vit. அப்படின்ற பொருள்லேருந்து வந்திருக்கு வித்யா. வித்யான்னா just in general sense it is knowledge. There are different kinds of knowledge: mathematics, chemistry, physics. All these serve temporarily. Now I am 60-year-old. I don't need my civil engineering anymore. I don't need my computer, Oracle and Unix shell scripts anymore. What I need is something else. So this Vidya which I am referring is not that kind of Vidya which serves me for my living or for my temporary. So if I need to go to a place, I need to know which direction, like Sudarshan was lost. So he needs to know how to come to this place. Then that kind of knowledge is also called Vidya. But once he knows how to come here, he doesn't know. Or doesn't need to know. And that is Srividya. Once you know how to come there, you don't need to know anything else further. And that is called Srividya. Sri means auspicious. Sakara, Rakara, Ikara. Sa, Saraswati, knowledge. Ra, Agni. It's not a subdued knowledge. It's a fire kind of knowledge. The moment you talk about Srividya, you see a change in me. The whole 72,000 nadis, all the cells activate like anything. Rakara is that Agni Bijam which activates you. Jadama இருக்கிற சிவனை activate பண்ற சைத்தன்யம் தான் சக்தி. சிவஞான பிரதா. I hope everybody knows Tamil, right? Okay, you know Kannada? Oh, sorry. So I'll prefer English only. So, Sivajnana Pradayani. Shiva is a Jadam, a subdued entity. Suppose I want you to sit quietly for half an hour. doing nothing. It's very difficult. If I want you to meditate, yes, half an hour you can meditate. I just say, sit like that. Don't do anything. 1 minute, whatever, you cannot sit like that. You want to think about a mantra, you want to close your eyes and think about Lakshmi, Saraswati, all this. Sitting quiet is very difficult. And the Jadam is Shiva. That thing, that entity which makes Shiva as Chaitanya Shakti is Shakti. Ra is that fire. E is the Shakti. Sri is Sakara, Rakara, Ega. The E is always a Shakti. Srividya is that auspicious knowledge by knowing which you don't need to know anything. So what is that thing by knowing which you don't need to know anything? Anybody can answer. What is that thing by knowing which you don't need to know anything? Nahi, take it. It will be like this only. I'll ask you questions. You are the gurus for me now.
Knowing the source.
Absolute truth.
Absolute truth. Knowing the source from where we have come, where we are going. The architecture of self and the universe.
Even by knowing the absolute truth, the truth is there and you are there. The knower is there, the known is there, but still the two are there. What makes you one? That's my question.
When the you in you is lost.
Great. When you know that you don't need to, that is the Vidya. By knowing which, that you don't need to know anything, you don't need to know anything. A very complicated Srividya. You don't need to know anything. You are perfect. Purnamadaha Purnavidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasishyate Purnam Ataha. Everything is perfect outside. Purnam Idam. Everything is perfect inside. Purnasya Purnamadaya. This perfectness I am seeing must have come from a perfectness. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Purnamadha Purnam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya. If you remove the completeness from the completeness, the balance is also completeness. How can it happen? When you remove a glass of water from a sea, the sea is definitely depleted by one glass of water. Even though whether you can measure it or not. But he says completeness minus completeness is equal to completeness. Example is, I have lots of love. I say I love you. That doesn't mean I'm emptied because I gave my love to you. Right? When I say I love you, still my love is there. Even though I gave it to you. So that is the completeness. So you don't need to do anything. Somebody asked me a question. Whatever I think is not materializing, what should I do? Can you give me a mantra? The problem is, who wants you to think? Your job is to experience. Thinking is somewhere else. When you think with this localized database, which is local here, which is depending on the environment in which you are brought up, depending on the karmas you have done before. See, I am crying when somebody dies because I have been brought up in an environment where the people are crying when somebody is dying. Suppose I am brought up in another environment where I dance, people are dancing when somebody is dying, I will also dance. I know. This is a local, don't depend on it. It's not perfect always. Sometimes it may be, but never, it's not constant. So don't think, just experience. Acceptance is divine, expectation is human. Even for coming to this class, don't expect anything. Oh, I want to learn Srividya, I want to experience. You are already experiencing Mother Diets. Oh, that's why you have come here. It's not a question like you have to experience the Mother in future. My God, there is no future at all, it's only a present. The moment you start enjoying the present, it becomes past. The moment you realize that it's a present, it's no longer a present. Only one thing is there, present. There is no past, there is no future. It's all myth. Past, future, and present. Past is always painful. Bhutagana, Shiva. Whenever you think of the past, you'll feel bad. How happy I was when I was a child, and you start crying for that now. If the past is giving happiness to you, you need to bring that happiness and bouncing on. And I was very happy when I was a child. You won't do that. You will cry thinking about the happiness something. Drushta doshe vishe mahatva Krishna manasa Devi Saptasati. When you go past, it's only pain. Pain. Future, frustration. Because I don't know what is going to be tomorrow. Is there any guarantee that we are all going back home? No way. But still we plan. Tomorrow I need to get up at 4 o'clock. What a funny dream. We put an alarm. That's why I read in a Facebook somewhere. When a child is lifted by and pushed, thrown in the air by his father, he still laughs because he knows that his father is going to hold him. That's called trust. When a priest has done a fire ritual for rain, only one boy comes with an umbrella, and that's called belief. We know that next moment is not ours, but still we'll put alarm for tomorrow to get up at 3 o'clock. That's called hope. Trust, belief, hope. These three things are making us live on this earth. And these three things combined together is called Maya. Jnani nama vijetansi devi bhagavati hisa balada krushya mohaya mahamaya priyachati. Even the Jnanis, Sadguru, all these people, this Maya is putting them in a whirlpool. Jnani nama Jnani nama gone. Anyhow, Moha, it's a whirlpool of passion. And she puts them into that. And they when Balala Akrusha Mohaya, when they cry, she enjoys the fun. It looks like sadistic. But then, even for gold as a raw, it's not useful. To make it as an ornament, you need to put it in the fire and beat it. The jiva, like an earthen rock, useless, with a fixed norm, rigid, this is it. I cannot move from this. This is perfect. This is the only perfect. Nothing else I can accept. This is Amurai. This is the path. No. When there is flexibility, giving us flexibility, this rigid thing should be burned in the fire of knowledge and beaten with this all the troubles and everything. We learn pain is a teacher. Pain is no longer grief for us. Pain is a teacher. So we learn from that. That's why they say a person who takes a difficulty as an opportunity is a saint. But the one who takes an opportunity as a difficulty is an ordinary. And the opportunity, whenever you get a pain, it's an opportunity. Think of this life. Everything is perfect. You have lots of money, nothing to do. You don't move from I was talking to him and before the elevator. You have lots of money. You have no work. Just sit idle. Watch movies, DVDs, everything. You feel bored. It will be like a Satyajit movie, art movie. No thrills, only few poor people like it. But we want twist turns, like a Magadira movie. That's life. We need to learn from it. So, Srividya is that auspicious knowledge which makes us realize that we are not different from what we are seeing. And also compresses the karmas that way. Any karma is Maya. Whether it's good karma or bad karma. We always think, I need to do good karma. Doing karma itself is Maya. Just accept what is given to you, but still do actions without a feeling that you are doing an action. Like is called sarvormadi, unmada sthiti. Like a patient who is given anesthesia halfway through. This is called truth test. They give anesthesia in the nerve and then stop it somewhere in the middle. Then you tell all the truths coming from deep inside. It's called truth test. In that state, you need to do the karma. The truth is, I am not the doer. Devi Bhagavatam. That's why there are certain books. After these classes are over, I'll give the names of the books. If you refer those books, it will be very good. One book is Durga Saptasiddhi, 700 slokas of Chandi part. In that she says, when the time is bad, I am the one who comes to you as Alakshmi and makes you do all sorts of other things, bad things. When the time is good, I am the one who makes you do Lakshmi, good things as Lakshmi. You don't exist at all. You are a tool. That's it. The current flows and then the current flows, the fan rotates, the bulb chamakta hai, and the video is being taken. But the current is same. The actions are different. The tools are different. The tools are different. The actions are different. The current is same. When I realize that I am the current which is existing in everything, that is Srividya.
Sir, what about the saying that God helps those who help themselves? So that's a famous saying, right? So what about self-effort? What about
Effort should be there. Effortless effort. Like you are breathing. You are still breathing. But if you breathe with an intention that I have to breathe, then life will be miserable. My God, I am not able to get. That's what happens when you are put in a tube, MRI test. It's open, you know that it's open. You are not going to die. But when something is very close to you, you feel that you may not get enough breath, and then you start breathing consciously. Oh my God, it's not enough. Then you start trembling. Effortless effort. For that sake, I cannot say, okay, God will give me the life, so I'll close my nose, and then shut down all my exits. Fine. If that happens, that's what God wants to do. Again. So, it's a very tricky situation. You do, but knowing that you are not the doer. I do. They don't have Nanya Pandayana Vidite. You don't have any choice. You have to. The life is given to you. In this birth, this is the life. This is the husband, this is the family, this is the children. No way we can. Okay, you want to change the family, fine. Again, the same thing will come through a different tool. The tool may be different. The experience will be the same because the experience depends upon that. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's third law of motion. Physics. What all I have done before, I need to face it. There is nothing on the earth can change the year. No way. Don't believe that. Even Brahma cannot change. Once it is written, it is written. Database, written is, that's all. No rewinding and wiping off. Only one thing can happen with pujas and learning Srividya like this is like a doctor doing a surgery with anesthesia. You won't know that what is happening. Still the happenings are happening. So that is Srividya. You can talk hours together, but because I need to complete in 5 days, I am again coming to my consciousness and limiting the Srividya explanation with this. Then one more word we need to know, Upasana, Srividya Upasana. Many people use the word very easily. Upasana doesn't mean that getting Shodasi Mantra, Maha Shodasi Mantra, 1 lakh, 1 crore, 1 million, 10 million. When you are limiting with a count, you are not getting the unlimited. The unlimited is unlimited only. Then what is Upasana? Upasana, sitting close to the done. thing. You call it God, you call it energy, you call it anything. How can I sit close? Physically? Yes. Mentally? Yes. In thought, in action, in words, and in deeds. Everywhere, 24/7. Every nanosecond, I need to be with her. Because I am a Lalita Upasaka, I say her. If somebody is worshipping Vishnu, we can say he. Na stri, na punsaka, na napunsaka haiti stri Lalita. It's beyond genders. It's funny, some people say, okay, Sri Suktam is only, it should be recited by this. Purusha Suktam should be recited. It's not Sri Suktam or Purusha Suktam. Ukta iti Sukta. You are, by yourself, you are a male and a female also. My right part is a male and the left part is a female. The ahankara in all of us is a male. And the unconditional love and compassion is a female. The balance of ahankara and unconditional love and compassion is called Shiva Shakti Samarsyam. That is called Naivedyam. And Sri Chakra has to be offered that Maha Naivedyam on a daily basis by balancing our ego, by balancing our compassion. She is not compassionate to Narakasura, she is not compassionate to Mahishasura. She has purposely drank wine. Gajja gajja kshanam moodam madhyavat pivaviham. Wait until I drink this wine. Once I drink the wine, I am going to kill you. She drank the wine, took the shulam and killed the Mahishasura. Anger is a weapon. You need to use it when it is needed by borrowing it. It's not a quality, it's not in you. Love is a quality, it's in you. Unfortunately, we borrow love and we make anger as a quality. If I ask you to show your anger, can you show me now? No. Because I need an incident for my anger. But if I want you to show your love, immediately you can come and hug me. Love is a quality. Anger is a weapon. Use it when it's necessary. So balancing of this is called Shiva Shakti Samarasyam, and that is to be offered to Sri Chakram. Sri Chakram is not limited in that metallic structure here. It's world. I can't see world here. I can only see this room. I can't even see Bangalore. But by offering my balanced life to the whole world, cosmic world, which is represented by the small Sri Yantra before me. How can I do that? That's called Upasana. You breathe the mantra. You don't recite the mantra. You breathe the mantra. How can I breathe the mantra? Om Sri Guru Karunamaya Garu, big mantra. How can I breathe? There's only one mantra. Om is one mantra, one seeded letter, one letter. And also a feeling that as I am breathing, the mother is coming in the form of energy, life force, and settling in me and make me do all sort of action. Once that's done, it comes out. My life is only between the inhalation and exhalation. That's all my life. Hannah, what's your life? Between breath and breath, that's all the life. Hamsa soham, soham hamsaha. Hamsa hamsa vidmahe paramahamsaya devihi tanno hamsa prachodhyat. The life force which makes us breathe in and breathe out, that is me. When I say me, it's not ahankara, you, all of us. I have seen the day before yesterday in my daughter's house a bucket of water and a bunch of roses. I think they have kept for almost like 10 days, forgotten. When I have gone there, it's stinking like anything. And that stinking smell also gave me one knowledge. The same rose petals When they are used it properly in the proper time, we can make rose water and attar and all the fragrances. But if they are not used at the proper time, they wither out and stink like this. And same is the life. Life is only seconds. If you use it properly, you will be like attar and rose water your life. Otherwise, it will stink in the old age. Because once it has come to a conclusion that this is what, then you will not change. It's very hard for us to change. So upasana is being close to that thing which we are worshipping. Upasana. The purpose of upasana is to merge in that. Dhyana dhyatru dheya rupa dharma dharma vivajjita mana matru meya rupa jnana jnatru jneya rupa. That means before meditation, yes, you are there, the goddess is there, and the tool is there, which is called mantra. But if you keep on doing meditation, that's not the purpose of meditation. When you start meditation, the mantra is there, she is there, you are there. But at some time, the mantra will disappear. You are there, that's also right. You are there, and she is also there. After some time, only you are there. And that is the purpose of meditation. The mantra will merge into the object, and the object or subject will merge into each other. And only one thing, ekaiva, only one thing. And that will happen only for a few seconds. Immediately, oh my God, I forgot the mantra. Om Trim Ring Kling Long. You think that is a good thing, that is the Maya. That is the Maya. So in fact, losing the mantra is the one right thing. But a Maya comes to you and says, do the karma now. Karma. Again, don't forget, when you are thinking of doing a karma, Maya is there. Be careful. I can do. I'm not saying sit like a sannyasi and don't do anything. No, do it. But do it as if you are being driven to do it. Driven by something. Not you are. Everybody will say, oh, I'm bringing my daughter, bringing up my children. You won't bring up the children. They will themselves grow. Even the Veda also says, up to 5 years only, he is a child for you. After that, hitudu, snehitudu, is a friend, hita. You need to tell them what is good and what is bad. That's all the duty, twice. After that, it is their own karma. You cannot do anything. You feel that, oh, I brought up my child like everything. No, but that is subtle ego. If that is the case, how can a son of a fisherman can become a collector, IAS officer, what we have seen in newspaper? How can a son of a judge land in a jail? So many things are happening. You are not the doer. So upasana is being close to her. Like constantly, I can be close to her by constantly thinking. It should be like, anybody fell in love with anyone? Arranged marriages, all your marriages are arranged marriages? Huh?
He is not married.
He is not married. Okay. You have one more chance. When you fall in love with someone, don't think I am telling out of your experience. I am not going to reveal whether I loved someone or not, because it's going on record. And my wife can see that in YouTube. When you fall in love, what happens is, if you can please switch off your cell phones.
Yes.
Because I tell you a number of times, when I am teaching you, I am not teaching. I am also learning from you. I am enjoying the talk which is given by you. That's why there is no syllabus. Generic way, there is no end point, what I am going to teach, nothing. So when you fall in love, what happens is, if you see the green color, oh my God, she loves that green color. She is also wearing the same color. If you see somebody is sitting like that, oh my God, she also sits like this, I see. Everything what you see will be referred to her when you fall in love with her. When you come across a palkova or something, oh, she likes palkova, and you start eating that. That is love. And that kind of love you should have with God. Everything you see should be a form of her. Nahiti, 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 that's what Vedam says. But in Upasana, you should say, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. Who is she? Maybe this. So you start worshipping everything around you. Maybe this. If I start worshipping this with intense devotion, even this can fulfill my desires. Can you accept that? It's not in this form. It's coming from the intense, the bond you have. Vairagyam is Vishesha Ragam. Vairagyam is not leaving everything and go. I'm leaving unnecessary things and getting attached to most important thing. It is the Vishesha Ragam. Unnecessary things I am leaving. Vairagyam is Vishesha Ragam. So, you now know Srividya briefly. You now know Upasana. Right? Sitting close to her. Every thought. How I did for the past 32 years is, with her grace, I set up a mechanism. With her grace, a mechanism is set up. See again, I set up a mechanism is wrong. She is correcting. Every time when the I comes before, it should have a mechanism to correct it. With her grace, a mechanism is always what you call active voice and passive voice. Passive voice is set up. How? How frequently you are thinking about her? You'll be surprised. Sometimes hours together you won't think. Okay, morning 10 minutes, half an hour, Lalita Sahasranam, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Then what? Rushing to the office, going to the work, completely forgetting. And coming back. Well, that's not Upasana. I'm not asking you to recite Lalita Sahasranam 24/7. You don't even need to recite Lalita Sahasranam. But when your boss is yelling at you, maybe Lalita is yelling at you. If you start feeling that. When somebody is on the road asking for help, if you jump with joy, how graceful, how compassionate Mother is to give an opportunity for me to help this person, who is also in the form of Lalita. Well, here is a chance for me to do the puja. If you start thinking like that. When you drink anything, when you eat anything, if you start feeling that the Lalita inside me is drinking, even Kesavaya Swaha, Narayana Swaha, also with the feeling, Achamal, when I come to the Upacharam, I will explain how each Upacharam needs to be done, how what we are doing nowadays, why it is not giving. One puja you do, you should just float in the blissful happiness. One puja is enough. But we are doing hundreds of puja, but still we are not getting an iota of that happiness. Why? Because the main thing is missing, bhava. So, when you think she is drinking, she is. So, when I am moving the hand, there's something else making me moving the hand. That something else is me. Something else is Lalita. Ramana Maharshi, the great soul, has told, question yourself, Nanya, who am I? Always, whenever you have, you may not be able to do that 24/7. At least set a clock, a timer, how frequently you are doing and watch it. The more frequent, the more Upasana you are doing. Every 5 minutes, you need to be able to think about that. That's fine. Every 5 minutes, set up a watch inside you. That is called Jagarana. Shivaratri Jagarana, Vaikuntha Ekadashi Jagarana, only twice in a year we do. And not to buying a ticket for 2 pictures in 1 ticket and playing. No. Jagarana is every day. Oh my God, I didn't think about her for the past half an hour. Oh no, I need to. Okay, sorry. Just a thought, that is enough. Number of times I didn't do the puja. I just go to the puja room and say, Amma, I'm sorry, I want to see that movie, I like it very much. Okay, I'll watch the movie and come back to you, definitely. That is also upasana. Because as long as I'm watching the movie, the heroine is also Lalita, the hero is Lalita, the song is Lalita. Can't we sing film songs as artists? With the feeling, the meaning behind them. Many songs are there. Think about that. And you sing those songs for God, then you'll see the real. Not singing a song with the meaning of which you don't know at all, and you sing with the routine affair, no effect. Right? So, Upasana now has got 5 different entities. You need to write it down, please. Upasana has got 5 different entities. One is Japam. Upasana consists of Japam, Parayana, Archana, Homam, Tarpana. I'm not saying this is the absolute truth. Something else also may be there. For me, for this Lalita, this is Upasana. Sorry. For another Lalita, something else may be there. That's also Upasana. Please don't go to someone else. Oh, my Guru told only this is Upasana. No. Everything is Upasana. Out of this has come to the mind. Now, 5. Japam, Archana, Parayana, Homam, Tapana. Now we take one by one. Japam. Japam is a tool which also keeps you in continuous contact with thy entity, with her. Japam is a tool. You can also, we'll be seeing in normal language, he's loving her so much, always doing a japam on her. You come across that, right? Japam means constantly thinking. For that I need a tool. I need a name. Suppose I love Sarala. Sarala, 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 Sarala. Japam.
But your mother won't like it.
What? That mother is also Sarala.
Okay.
There's only one thing like that. There's nothing else. There's only one thing. Sarala or Asha or Lalita or Sudarshan. The one who lost the direction is the same, the one who came directly to here. It's the Maya which makes the difference between these two.
Yeah.
It's very difficult right now, but as you go along with these classes, definitely on the 5th day I'm confident that it makes sense. So, I'm trying to make it simple. I could have told, okay, Mahashodasi is that para, apara, paroksha dhyanam, aparoksha dhyanam. It goes here. I want to make it as simple as possible, so that you can experience the mantra. Mananat trayatiti mantraha. That means the one which protects you by recitation, continuous recitation is mantra. Mantra means mantra. Tra means protection. Trahimam Krupaya Devi Sharana Agatavatala Anyadhasaran Natutame Pradakshana mantra. Trahimam Krupaya Devi. Tra means protection. Putra, the one who protects you from Punna Manaraka, is called Putra. Right? So, mantra means the one which by reciting which you are protected. It can be, unfortunately, we are thinking mantra means Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Mantra can also be, I will not hurt anyone. That's also a mantra. Just for today, I will be happy. Just for today, I will not get anger on anyone. Just for today, I will have unconditional love and everything around me. Is it not mantra? Think it continuously, it protects you. But it doesn't stop there. Mantra is a combination of syllables. A syllable is a letter, a combination of syllables by reciting which it produces a sound. Narayana, Hari Narayana, Nanda Govinda Ananda Narayana. Repeat please. Narayana, the combination produces a sound which activates the nature, which again produces an energy which is absorbed by the body and the 72,000 nadi and gives you an experience. That is mantra. A combination of syllables. It can be in a Sanskrit, it can be in English also.
So each combination leads to different experience? Or
Different
is it
experience.
towards-
Different. Suppose I have a word, I love you. You'll always tell in one emotion, right? I love you. And then the more you love that person, you'll reduce your voice. I love you. But you'll never say, I love you. You will say, I hate you. The word, the emotion changes. Even in science, they proved that when you utter something, the sound will activate the nerves and they produce chemicals like adrenaline, and which increases the anxiety. That's why you won't stop when you are angry. You won't stop with one word. Initially, you want to just scold him. Don't you have sense that it won't stop there? The moment you utter the word, another word will come and then it goes in enormous proportion, and you forget the actual subject and go somewhere else. That is why I don't want to marry you at all. It's not your fault, it's your father and mother's fault. Why you are taking about my father and mother? No, that they are also. It all started with a plasma TV somewhere. To buy a plasma TV, a normal TV. That's how this starts. And it goes to the father and mother and somewhere else. Why it happens is, when you have anger, it produces the chemicals and you enjoy the chemicals. And it starts to produce more and more and more and more. So it's a vicious circle. Tamasika, Rakshasa. You become a devil. Devi and devil both are here. Only one letter is extra. Lust. L. When you have lust, Devi becomes devil. And outside is nothing. Outside is perfect. Inside is everything. But you blame outside. So, Japam is continuous recitation or continuous attachment to a thing which you like, or a thought which you like, or an entity which you like. Japam can be silent also. Sometimes you just sit. That time, how nice is this nature? So silent. That's all you enjoy. What happens is, immediately the Maya comes through the mind. Oh my God, so boring, nobody to talk to me. The same enjoyment of the peace is turned into loneliness and you start suffering. pleasure becomes a pain. You are very cold, right? You put the blankets one after another. After some time, you start sweating. The same blanket which gave you pleasure is now hurting you. So it's a temporary thing. But the mother's hug will never sweat you. Always hug her and keep like that. Mantra gives you mother's hug, whereas all other things will give you blanket hug. Anytime it can make you sweat, but this will never make you sweat. It will always protect you. Japam. There are 3 types of doing japam. One is reciting the mantra loudly. You need to understand a subtle difference. Like Ganapati, Shuklam Varadaram Vishnam Sashivadnam Chaturbhujam. That's not mantra, that is sloka. Sloka. Om Tat Purusha Vidmahe Vakratundagi Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. That looks like a mantra, but syllables are less and there is meaning for that. But the actual mantra is something else. For Ganpati. For the actual mantra, let us see after break, right? That's how they say. And then they stop it and put ads. So the actual mantra of Ganpati, Shyamam, Arahi, all these mantras will be given to you on the 5th day. Because I have my own fear that you will run away after getting the mantras.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Nah, just kidding. So, any mantra you take, some people have a notion that you cannot recite a mantra without diksha from a guru. I do have my own personal reservations about that. You may not refer to internet and you may not refer to books to get a mantra. That's not right. But if the mantra comes to you on its own sometimes, that itself is Guru. After that, you don't need to go for in search of a Guru. Amatir Medha Srutisprutiranantama Punyakriti Punyalabhya Punyasravanakirtana Lalita Sahasranam. Amatir, I am existing before your thought. Mati, Amati. So when you have a thought of doing a mantra, that thought itself is given by her. Again you go and search for it. படிக்கலாமா அப்படின்னு கேட்பேன். அந்த பக்கத்தாத்து மாந்து ஐயோ படிக்கக்கூடாது. Diksha only no, you cannot recite Lalita Sahasranam unless you have Diksha, you cannot. And the mommy who is telling not to recite that is also Lalita. She is no different from Lalita. She again want to cheat you. Because if everybody starts Lalita Sahasranam, if everybody starts Panchadashi, then there will be a lot of rush there, right? She will lose her peace. She who doesn't want that. She wants to come in the form of a neighbor mommy and say, oh Sudarshana, don't recite that mantra, you need to have a guru. This Sudarshana will go in search of a guru and it never ends. And that's what she wants. So, whenever you get a thought of doing a prayer without any motives attached to that, that's more important. Suppose I want to have a mantra for becoming successful in my business, yeah, you need to have a guru. Suppose I want to recite a mantra just in love for her, you don't need to have a guru. I'll tell very frank. You just recite it. The thought itself is good. You may ask, oh my God, what will happen if I recite wrongly? That's also fine. There's nothing. Savya Pasavya Margastha Sarva Bhaktini Vaharini. She has the soul. Savyam is me, Apasavyam is me.
No, in that the bhava comes off.
Exactly.
So,
I put a question to you. If all the mantras have to be recited correctly, then why in the Shodashopachar Puja, at the end of the puja, they say Apara Mantra Heenam, Kriya Heenam, Bhakti Heenam, Parameshwari. then remove the mantra, because mantra has to be said correctly, no? Whatever you try, a perfect Ghana party also can do a mistake. Something else is wishing that. You are just a, what you call, puppet in her hand. When you think that, but you can become a Brahma immediately when you think that everything is happening because I am thinking about that. There are two states of mind. One is a fate. That's what we are. Everything is a fate. My luck, my bad luck. That's a human being. Everything is happening because it has to happen like that only. I did it. Now or in the past. That's why it's happening. So, I'm making it to happen. That is the Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi is not something you leave the body and have 4 more heads and become Brahma. No. When you think that everything in your life is happening as per your wish only, if I lose your job, I wish that I lose my job, that's why I... Not now. Somewhere in the past, when your boss is always hurting you, I wish I lose my job. That's all. That happened materially now. Nothing will happen. Karanamalendi karyamu jaragadu. Telugu. Nothing will happen without a reason. There is a reason. Some people say, everybody will say, he scolded me unnecessarily, he scolded me. That's not at all a true statement. There is a necessity for scolding. There is a necessity for every karma. And necessity may be in this birth or sometime, when I say birth, I am not even going in the birth and death cycle. In the vast space and then portions here and there, when you limit, that's called time. So, my past is this, that much I can remember. Maybe 5 years I can remember, 10 years, 11 years, 20, 30, now I'm 60. Beyond that, I'm not able to perceive because there is a big silence there. That's called death. The moment I crossed that silence and came to this, I lost some connection. That's why I'm not able to remember. But that's also my past. And that cycle is now affecting. So I cannot say unnecessarily it is happening. It is me who has done that. Aham Brahmasmi. That is the Mahavakya. So, Japam can be done in 3 ways. Reciting loudly or reciting with your movement of the lips. Just movement of the lips. Or without even moving the lips. Just thinking the mantra. And that is the most powerful. How do you think mantra? I thought about Asha almost like 7 times now. In a fraction of a second I can think Asha 7 times. But when you want to recite, if you want to say Asha 7 times, Asha, at least 3 or 4 seconds. But in one stroke, you can think number of times. But you need to be careful to keep the mind in balance in this kind of japa. So, there are these 3 kinds of japa method. You normally take a combination of syllables from a guru. When the mantra is given by guru, what he does or he or she does is, they put the energy behind the seeds. Like you give the seed to a farmer, right? Like for cultivation. And the seed should be a good seed. Then only he can get the cultivation done. But if the farmer is taking the seed and putting in an almirah and doing nothing, will that be helpful to him? No. He has to take it, sow it and put water, then becomes a plant and then it has a seed. Then this farmer can give the seed to someone else and he becomes a guru. A guru makes another guru. So when the mantra diksha is given, normally he puts all the spiritual energy behind that mantra and gives to you. And then immediately you take it, and as a rule, you need to recite it in a certain number of times on a daily basis. And continue that. There's one thing called Puraschara. I was hesitating whether to tell this about to you or not, but then again, I prefer to tell it. Puraschara is another word. Any mantra, the number of letters the mantra has got, so many lakhs of time if you recite, then the mantra siddhi will happen to you. Ganapati mantra has got 28 letters, so you need to recite 28 lakhs of times. To get a siddhi. But why I hesitated is, you are not reciting the mantra to get a siddhi. All the time I need to get a mantra siddhi, mantra siddhi, mantra siddhi. It may not happen. You know how a butterfly becomes a butterfly from a larva and pupa stage, a very ugly stage that warm. It makes a cage around it. Probably it starts meditating on the colors, and until it becomes that, it gets the wing. How can a small worm can get wings and fly? Once it gets the beautiful wing, it no longer requires that cage, it flies into it. That's how you need to do it, Japam. Not with the aim of getting a siddhi. You merge, by reciting 28 lakhs, you become Ganapati. You breathe Ganapati. You eat Ganapati. You sleep Ganapati. Is that the meaning in these words? Everything is Ganapati. And that is called mantra siddhi. Many people think, okay, Ganapati has come to me, I can use that. Okay, that's also a way, but that's not the right way. That's patanam, flowing down. So, Purascharana, but at least at least for 1 lakh recitals, you need to do continuously. Any mantra, 1 lakh recital, you need to do continuously. Japam, that is called Japam. It's preferably done early in the morning on the bed when you get up. Yes. What's your question? I know, but I want to hear from you. What's your question?
No, because I was asked to keep a separate dress and not the ones that I use for the office and a separate one, not definitely on the bed.
Suppose your heart stops before you change the dress. And you lose the moment, right?
Yeah.
When you are on the bed, suppose Krishna comes to you in his form. Asha, I came to you to bless you. Wait, let me change my dress and bring my other dress. Will you say that? Or will you say Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru? Right? I'm not criticizing anyone. My life is now. There is no question of next. Now. And also another thing is, when every sleep is a death, every waking up is a birth. Do you agree for that? That is why they say, the moment you sleep, get up, immediately you need to take a shower and then only do the next thing. But many of us in 90s and other thing, they'll cook and then go here and there. All this energy will be transmitted. So the a better thing is, anyhow, that's a different approach. I'm not going there. The first and foremost karma we are doing is stepping on the ground. Whom you think Bhudevi. We are kicking her with our foot. That's why you say Bhumoskrita Padanam, Bhumre Avarambanam, Vai Jataparadhanam.